Hi, my name is Rhiannon, and I am originally from Houston, Texas. This is my 6th year here in Korea now. I'm currently studying for my master's degree at Yangdong University in Seoul. And so I would say that I know about Korean culture, especially academically, due to my degrees, but also just from having lived here for 6 years, I know it kind of firsthand a bit. But I've really only gotten to explore historical sites, mostly in Seoul, and not really outside in different cities, especially lesser known cities. So this will be my first time here at Hahoe Village and at Yangdong Village. I'm really excited to see kind of how tradition is maintained and preserved, but also like how they contend with the idea of UNESCO and tourism. And I kind of am excited to see like where the line between tourism and education and I guess living in the modern day in a preserved village like is drawn, or if there even is a line.
My name is Cecile and I'm from France. I attended language school for 2 years before majoring in international studies at Hahoe University. Before I knew it, 6 years had passed and I am now in my senior year. I remember going to the folk village in Yangdong near Seoul years ago, but it's more of a tourist experience for foreigners to experience life in Joseon. Although they do have a lot of houses from all over Korea, like traditional houses they relocated and renovated. It's not the same as seeing a traditional Korean folk village in its original place and with the people still living there. So I'm looking forward to visiting Hahoe and Yangdong folk village for the first time and seeing those villages as they are and how people still live there and adapt to those like traditional houses in our modern life, as well as seeing how it compares to this traditional educational park and people's daily lives there and their relation to tourists as a UNESCO site.
Hello, I'm Lara. I'm from Germany and I'm currently majoring in sociology and international studies at Ewha Women's University, and I've been living in Korea for almost 4 years now. Growing up in Europe, I've always been surrounded by traditional landmarks and historical buildings, but it does feel quite different compared to Europe here in Korea, since their traditional villages are really tied to more nature and family lineage. So I find it quite fascinating. In Seoul, I've visited traditional places like the Bukchon Hanok village, but it is more like within the busy city. So it felt more like a small window stepping into history rather than the whole experience itself. I am very excited because this will be my first time visiting Hahoe and Yangdong Village. So I'm especially looking forward to how the people in the village live like and also how it has been preserved over the years. I think it's so important to preserve villages like these since they are living memories of the past, spaces where culture, architecture, and community have been meeting for generations and have been preserved for generations, which is really special. So in a fast-changing world, they just remind us where we all come from, and I think it is really important to keep those memories and preserved forever. So visiting Hahoe Village and Yangdong Village kind of feels like a chance to slow down and visit the more older parts of Korea. I am hoping that this visit will not only teach me about Korean heritage, but will also make me reflect of our past and how we can continue to preserve our past memories in our modern lives.
My name is Warali and I'm from Thailand. I'm currently majoring in international studies and minoring in global Korean studies at Ewha Women's University. I've always enjoyed traveling Korea and learning about its history and culture, and like a lot of people, I've also visited famous traditional places like Bukchon Hanok Village. I was also lucky enough to visit Jeonju Hanok Village and also the Gyeongju Gyochon Village. I think it's really fascinating to see how well preserved the buildings are, as well as how the traditional coexists very harmoniously with the modern in these spaces. This will be my first time visiting Hahoe and Yangdong Village, and unlike the previous villages that I mentioned, they are very much further away from the city and less impacted by industrialization and urbanization, so I think it will really be a new and unique experience. So I'm really looking forward to experiencing what life really is like in a traditional, authentic folk village, and also seeing the beautiful scenery of the countryside and learning more about clan villages from the Joseon dynasty.
And so, with hearts full of excitement and anticipation, we set off on a journey to the countryside in the middle of summer. After 2.5 hours on the KTX and another half-hour taxi ride, we finally arrived at our first destination, Yangdong Village. This beautiful village, home to the Wolseong-sun clan and the Yeogang-i clan, is nestled on the ridges of Mount Sartang in Gyeongju City, far from the bustling downtown area. The Sun clan began with Sunso, who settled in the hometown of his wife in the early Joseon period in the 15th century, thus marking the start of Yangdong Village. The Yi clan, on the other hand, was founded by Yi Bon, who married the eldest daughter of Sunso. In the Joseon era, it was common practice for married men to settle in the homes of their wives. Producing prominent figures such as Sun Chung-don, a high-ranking government official, and Lee Eun-jeok, a prominent Confucian scholar, Yangdong emerged as an elite clan village in the late 15th and early 16th centuries. However, by the late 17th century, sons-in-law and maternal descendants were stripped of inheritance rights and excluded from ancestral rights, leading the village to evolve into a patriarchal clan-based community. For a long time, the Sun and Yi clans have served as the two main pillars of the village, working for the development of their community through friendly competition. The harmonious coexistence of two distinct clans within a single village for over 500 years is an exceptional case. It was scorching hot at midday around the time we arrived, so before we began exploring the village, we decided to fill up our energy. Choon Sikdang is one of just 4 restaurants in the village, conveniently located near the entrance. As soon as we entered, we were greeted by the restaurant's most charming host. We learned from the restaurant owners that her name is Wing Wing and assumed that she was named after the unique sounds she makes. We went ahead and ordered a set menu that consisted of 된장찌개, 소고기 볶음, steamed eggs, and yeonnippap, the star of the meal. Yeonnippap is a traditional Korean dish in which glutinous rice, grains, chestnuts, and jujubes are wrapped and steamed inside a lotus leaf. It originated from the packed lunch that monks had as they used to wrap rice in a lotus leaf, since lotus leaf's natural antimicrobial properties helped keep the rice fresher for longer, particularly in the hot and humid summer. After enjoying our meal, we sat down with the owner of the restaurant who kindly agreed to share his story with us. Let's hear what he had to say.
나는 양동마을에서 원래 양동마을이 고향이고 여기서 계속 살고 있는 이석진입니다. 나도 이거 유튜브를 하는데 유튜버인데 내 채널은 양동할배. 주로 나는 이제 내 생활의 기록을 남기는 의미, 또 우리 손자 손녀 자라는 과정 이런 걸 내 취미 생활 이런 걸 많이 올려놨습니다. 우리 마을에 이렇게 관광객이 많이 오니까 요즘은 관광객들도 와서 맛있는 음식을 먹고 식당이 있어야 편의가 제공되니까 그 관광객 편의 위함이고 뭐 나도 생계 수단으로 또 해야 되니까 식당을 하는 거죠.
그러면 장사하신 지 얼마나 되셨어요?
25년 됐어요. 아무래도 유네스코 세계유산으로 지정되니까 이렇게 이제 외국 사람들도 많이 오고 그 요즘 글로벌 시대에 맞춰서 또 외국 사람들 취향에도 맞춰서 해주려고 노력하고 있죠. 유네스코가 지정되고 바로 되고 한 2-3년 정도는 방문객이 굉장히 많이 늘었었는데 지금 유네스코 지정된 지가 한 15년 정도 세월이 흐르니까 지금은 지정되기 전보다도 오히려 더 줄었어요.
외국인 관광객들도 아니에요?
네, 외국인 관광객은 계속 증가하는 추세입니다. 우리 마을은 이제 두 성시, 손시, 경주 손시와 여강이시의 종가가 아직도 있고 또 현재까지 종손이 살고 있습니다. 한 마을의 시족 사회에서 종갓집이 계속적으로 500년 동안 유지되는 것은 우리 전국에서도 이렇게 유래를 찾기가 힘들고 그렇게 하다 보니까 지금 현재 주민들이 이제 고령화돼서 거의 나이가 많은데 젊은 사람이 별로 없거든요. 아직은 우리 마을에 조선 시대의 그런 옛날 선비 정신 이런 게 살아 있습니다. 동양 철학에서 그 공자는 선비라고 표현을 합니다. 근데 맹자는 대장부라고 표현해요. 그건 이제 그 우리 서양의 젠틀맨하고 같은 의미입니다. 그래서 우리 양동마을은 아직까지 이제 그 사회적 책임, 쉽게 말하면 약자를 도와줄 줄 알고 이렇게 남들한테 내가 이렇게 멋을 부리고 폼을 잡는 것이 아니고 그 가진 사람, 그 배운 사람으로서 이렇게 기득권을 유지를 하는 것이 목적이 아닌 사회가 이렇게 평안하게끔 사회적 책임을 가진 사람. 그래서 우리 마을에는 아직 그런 전통 이런 게 많이 남아 있고 조상들을 아직까지도 이제 굉장히 존경하고 이렇게 이제 조상들을 위한 그런 여러 의식 뭐 이런 문화가 아직도 살아 있습니다. 지금 사회에 그 여행을 가거나 뭐 이렇게 우리 갔을 때 가장 중요한 것이 이제 그 볼거리, 즐길거리, 뭐 포토존 이런 시설 같은 것도 중요하잖아요. 그죠? 그러면은 우리 마을은 그 문화재 보호구역으로 지정이 되어 있습니다. 그 문화재 보호법에 의해서 이게 지켜지고 있기 때문에 요즘 시대와 맞지 않는 그런 법규가 많이 적용이 됩니다. 그래서 현실과 이 법 사이에 그런 갈등, 괴리 이게 굉장히 많아요. 그래서 그런 걸 규제를 조금 이렇게 완화해서 그 오는 사람들의 그 욕구에 맞게끔 그런 시설이나 이런 걸 할 수 있고 자꾸 옛날 방식 그 뭐 1950년대, 60년대 생활 방식을 고집을 하다 보니까 주민들의 삶의 질이 자꾸 낮아지는 겁니다. 그리고 이제 미래를 생각하면은 양동마을의 가장 큰 가치는 이겁니다. 500년 동안 같은 시족들이 대를 이어서 살고 있어요. 근데 이제 아쉽게도 우리 아들도 지금 서울에서 직장 다니고 있고 저 옆집 아들도 뭐 대구에서 직장 다니고 부산에 가 있고 대도시로 가 있고 나도 나이가 많아요 지금. 그 거의 내가 우리 마을에서는 젊은 편인데 우리 대로서 이 마을이 이제 대를 이어서 사는 것이 이제 끊어진다는 겁니다. 그래서 어떤 정부에서 특단의 조치를 해서 젊은 사람들이 살 수 있는 여건을 조성을 하지 않는 한 우리 양동마을의 가치는 이제 현저하게 떨어진다. 그 미래가 그것이 이제 나는 제일 걱정되는 게 그겁니다. 그래서 그런 거를 조금 이제 큰 차원에서 뭐 한국에도 뭐 정부에서도 나서야 되고 인류학자들도 나서야 되고 사회학자들도 좀 생각을 해야 되거든요. 그래서 그것이 가장 아쉽고 개선되어야 될 과제입니다. 앞으로 과제. 우리 양동마을에는 오면은 자연 경관이 굉장히 아름답다라는 표현보다는 아주 푸근한 고향 같은 느낌입니다. 그래서 이런 현재 살고 있는 주민들은 불편하지만은 하루 정도 와서 하루 스테이하는 그런 굉장히 힐링이 되고 굉장한 그 옛날 향수도 불러일으키고 굉장히 좋습니다. 그래서 도시에서 그 복잡한 데서 머리가 복잡하고 스트레스 받을 때는 양동마을에 와서 이 시원한 그늘 밑에서 하루 정도 이렇게 힐링하고 쉬어가는 그런 의미로 오면은 굉장한 이 마음의 위안, 그 고향을 방문한 것 같은 그런 느낌을 받습니다. 관광지에 가서 뭐 물놀이장도 있고 뭐 그런 시설이 있는 데보다 조용하게 정말 옛날 모습 그대로 있는 데서 힐링을 하고 가시기 바랍니다.
After the insightful conversation with the restaurant owner, we finally set out to explore the village. It is said that in Yangdong, there are approximately 160 traditional homes, including thatched roof houses dating back 500 years. The homes of clan leaders and noble families sit high on the hills, enjoying sunlight and scenic views, while those of commoners and servants are situated on lower ground near the village entrance. The first house we visited was the Songchom Head House, also known as Sobekdang House, which is the head house of the Son clan, built by Sonso in the 15th century and still used up until today, as the house is passed down among the successors of the family lineage. Songchom is also the oldest residential building in Yangdong Village. Located on the highest hill in the village, the location of this house has been considered auspicious according to Korean geomancy or pungsu, and there is a prophecy that it would be the birthplace of 3 great men. To date, 2 great men, Son Jungdon, Sonso's second son, and Lee Yeonjok, one of Sonso's grandsons, have been born here. The third one is yet to come, and villagers are anticipating his birth. In the courtyard of the house, just in front of the ancestral shrine, also known in Korean as sadang, is a large juniper tree which is said to have been planted by Sonso around the same time the house was built, meaning it is over 600 years old. It has also been designated as a natural heritage of Gyeongsangbuk-do. The house is usually open every day, though it may occasionally be closed depending on the owner's personal circumstances. We were actually lucky enough to meet him during our visit, although he was already engaged in a conversation with another visitor, so we kept our interaction brief. The name Sobekdang literally means to write the Hanja character in, which means endurance, 100 times, implying that living as the head of the Son family means enduring complicated and difficult situations to maintain harmonious family relations. Reflecting on this, we thought it must have been difficult having to bear the burden of carrying on such a long-lasting legacy. Indeed, when asked in an interview with EBS documentary whether he feels pressured to maintain the house and his family's legacy, the descendant of the Son clan, who is the current owner of Sobekdang, mentioned that initially the responsibility weighed on him, but he now feels lighthearted and believes he has adapted and is doing a pretty good job. He also voices his hopes that the next generation would do the same. After spending some time at Songchom House, we continued our walk through the village, making our way to another home with its own story to tell, Mucheomdang House, the head house of the Yi clan and once the residence of the renowned scholar Lee Yeonjok.
Reporter Rhiannon here at Mucheomdang House. This is part of the sarangche, like a larger men's quarters, and it was used for multiple purposes, including a guest house, a resting place, and a library.
Built in the mid-16th century, this home is said to occupy one of the most auspicious sites in the village, along with Songchom Head House. Mucheomdang is divided into 2 sections. One is a private residence, where Lee Yeonjok's descendants still live today, and which is usually closed to the public. The other is the Pyeoldang, or guest house, which welcomed visitors during the Joseon dynasty and remains open for viewing. The Pyeoldang is especially notable for its numaru, a broad open-air room with railings that extend gracefully outward from the main structure. The name Mucheomdang literally means "do not disgrace your ancestors," a rather bold sentiment that we felt must have been a heavy burden on the generations of descendants who lived here. Yet, in contrast to the head of the Son family, the current head of the Yi clan shared in an interview that he does not feel burdened by the duty of preserving the head house. Instead, he expressed gratitude, both for the chance to live in this home without having done anything to deserve it, and for the house itself, which has stood resilient for over 500 years and still remains with us today. Since we visited the village in late July, the weather was very hot and humid. If you choose to visit the village in summer, remember to stay hydrated and don't forget to bring essentials like sunscreen, hats, fans, and water bottles to keep cool.
Which way?
I just realized I forgot to put on my hat, and my head is gonna be sunburned.
Yes, sir. Oh my god.
Up we go. Cooked.
Yes, I will carry a liter bottle.
How's it going down there?
Not good.
We moved from Mucheomdang to another house of the Yi clan, Yangdong House.
So this is Hyangdan. It is the biggest building in Yangdong. It was built in 1543 by Lee Yeonjok, and it was given to him by King Junjong to take care of his sick mother. Lee Yeonjok was the governor of Gyeongsangbuk until he became the mayor of what is now Seoul.
Hyangdan's structure is strikingly different from that of a typical upper-class house. It features a 행랑채, the servants' quarters, 안채, women's quarters, and 사랑채, men's quarters, all interconnected, along with 2 courtyards, an unusual layout for a traditional home. Because of this distinctive design, Yangdong stands out as one of the most prominent houses in the village and is immediately visible to visitors as soon as they enter the village. Not far from Yangdong is Gwanggajeong House, the residence of Son Jung-don, built in 1514. The name Gwanggajeong means a pavilion for watching grains grow, the idea behind this being that the land in front of the house was originally wide and open in a way that the picturesque view of the field and river could be seen. Son Jung-don passed the state examination at the age of 25 and served in various government posts. In 1515, he was granted the honorable title of Cheongbekni, meaning pure and untarnished official, in recognition of his integrity and virtue. And with that, our first day's journey came to a close. The following morning, we set out to visit the Allakjeong Study Hall, tucked away on the hillside just off from the heart of the village.
So we're at Allakjeong Study Hall. It is a study hall built by the Gyeongju clan in 1776, and it means a place for constant comfort and joy.
Indeed, one must have felt comfort and joy from being surrounded by lush greenery in such a tranquil setting.
I feel like no one has. Watch out for snakes. I don't. We have to check for what is it? Ticks. Yeah, ticks. Careful. Oh.
After the short retreat at Allakjeong, we met our guide for the day. Yangdong Village offers free guided tours in Korean, English, Chinese, and Japanese every hour from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., excluding the lunch break at 12 p.m., with no prior reservation required. The first stop of our tour was Simsujang Pavilion, the largest of the 10 pavilions in Yangdong Village. Built around 1560, it was later destroyed by fire and rebuilt in 1917. The pavilion was dedicated to Yeon-gwal, a scholar of the early Joseon period and younger brother of Yeon-jeok, who throughout his lifetime served his mother with great care and refused to take any official posts. This pavilion was actually used as the village's study hall before the Son and Yi clans established their own family study halls. The name Simsujang literally means a pavilion where one's mind can be as calm as water, capturing the very essence of the place. Standing there, surrounded by stillness, we felt very at peace. Just a short walk away stands Gangakdang, the Yi clan's study hall. Founded by Yi Yeon-sang, a 9th-generation descendant of Yeon-jeok, it was first used as a place to teach his pupils and later expanded to honor him. From this place, you can witness the breathtaking view of Yangdong, one of the most unforgettable sights of our visit.
What did you find the most interesting from the tour?
I think it was about the pillars, the fact that it's like round pillars, and they still went with it. And like more pillars was only for palace, and they still went with it because it was like locally middle of nowhere kind of. So that was really interesting.
I think the most interesting thing was about the idea, like there's a school up here, Gangakdang, for elementary school students, and it's up this massive hill, and the idea was that they have to go up the hill to like learn respect and to like work for like their like studies, like because the teacher's up there, so like you get respect for your teacher, and also like the mountain is supposed to be a brushstroke, so you're like supposed to be inspired by this like brushstroke, inspired to like create, study.
What about you guys? What did you find the most interesting about the tour?
I found most interesting how, which I didn't know, how they built this place with the wooden beam where they have a record. They keep a record where you will see when this place was built, like around what time it was built.
As for me, I already knew that Yangdong Village was established by the Son clan, and the Yi clan also moved in, but I didn't know that the Son clan's residences and houses were on the outer parts of the village and the Yi clans were on the inner side, so that was also interesting to find out.
As our tour came to a close, we wanted to hear more about our guide's thoughts about the village and how she came to choose her career, so we sat down for a short conversation with her.
I'm Daisy. Actually, my Korean name is Eun-hee Jang. I'm a tour guide. Actually, I started my job from 2010. and I'm working every other day, every other different places. And then today I'm working in Yangdong Folk Village. Back then, I was a student. I really loved to study English. So I want to use my English, but it's not easy to get a job related to it. And then I started to learn something, culture, something, and then I can use it. So I can be an English guide. I really enjoy this culture relics, and then I want to introduce it properly to foreign people. So letting them know is really rewarding part. So I can say my pride about my culture, how can I say, accurate, something I know, so I can share it. I'm just really happy to share it. Yes, these days, it's really, before COVID, there's a lot of group people from China and Taiwan, something very close countries, and America like that. But these days, Peru and Mexico and somewhere Spain, so really far from Korea. So they came to see Korea. So it's really touching. Because Korea is well, known to outside really much. It's really popular. When you travel around, there's a lot of things, very old, but sometimes, that thing is just, relic. But in this village, the village for the people. So this is authentic village for the people. So you need to be very cautious around looking around this area. So that is the really important thing. This is real village, not the commercial folk village like that. These days in Korea, we have so many relics, and then so many K-pop culture was popular. So if you have a chance, not just Seoul, not just Busan, the ancient history is full of, history you can enjoy it in Gyeongju. So Gyeongju had, pre-Buddhism era, Buddhism era, and Confucian culture also. So if you come to Gyeongju, you can see so many wide range of Korean traditional cultures here. So I hope you enjoyed it.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
After the interview, she was kind enough to buy us ice cream to battle the heat. It was so sweet of her. We were very touched. We sat under the shade of a tree beside the century-old store to enjoy our ice cream as we admired the entire landscape of Yangdong spread out before us. It was a simple, peaceful moment. This was definitely one of our favorite spots in the village. Before saying our final goodbyes to the village, we made one last stop at the cultural center located right in front of the entrance. This center offers information about the houses and traditions of Yangdong, and we'd actually recommend visiting here first if you want some background knowledge before stepping into the village itself. It was truly an honor to experience up close the remarkable and diverse array of traditional Korean architecture so carefully preserved here in Yangdong. Despite its international recognition as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, the village retains an authenticity that feels untouched by commercial tourism. The atmosphere is serene and deeply healing, a place where history and nature coexist in harmony. As we wandered along the quiet paths, it felt less like visiting a tourist destination and more like stepping into a living piece of Korea's cultural heritage.
On an intercity bus starting from Pohang Bus Terminal, we spent a few hours on winding mountain roads and passing through small villages we typically would never hear about until we finally arrived at our next destination, Andong. Located a couple hours north of Daegu, Andong is a city a bit off the beaten path for many people wishing to visit South Korea, but is home to the vibrant Hahoe folk village. Hahoe was established by the Pungsan-ryu clan in 1392. Its name means water swirling and is derived from the surrounding Nakdong River, to which Hahoe finds itself nestled neatly in the river's yin-yang S-curve, like a lotus floating on water. Although Hahoe is said to have been previously host to the Gimhae-ho and Gwangju-on clans in the mid-Koryo dynasty, as a home for the Pungsan-ryu clan, it has produced distinguished figures such as Ryu Kyung-yong, Ryu Un-yong, and Ryu Song-yong. The village is divided into Bukchon, North Village, and Namchon, South Village. During the Joseon era, Yangban elites would live in larger residences with roof tiles, whilst commoners and servants would live in smaller houses with thatched or tiled roofs. As of 2016, there were a total of 150 households residing in 127 houses within the village. 11 of these houses were designated as treasures, or national folklore cultural heritage. Furthermore, Hahoe boasts many ancient cultural assets, but is most famous for its Hahoe 별신구 탈놀이, or mask dance drama of Hahoe, which was designated as a UNESCO Intangible Cultural Heritage of Humanity in 2022. After taking the public bus out to Hahoe Village, we arrived just in time to have an early lunch and beat the crowds. There are many restaurants to choose from right before you buy your tickets to enter Hahoe, and most of them offer a similar menu. We settled inside and ordered Andong's famous dish, Andong jimdak. Andong jimdak is a steamed or boiled chicken dish made with various vegetables marinated in kanjang, Korean soy sauce, that originated in Andong. Some theorize that it was a dish made on special occasions for the rich during the Joseon era. Others claim it gained its fame during the 1980s at the dakgolmok, or chicken alley, where restaurants would make a dish with ingredients that the regulars often asked for, and possibly as a way to ensure their survival amongst the rising popularity of Western fried chicken shops. We took our time enjoying our lunch and recovering from the long trip to Hahoe. After our meal, we left the restaurant to buy our tickets into Hahoe and wait for the shuttle bus to take us to the entrance. The shuttle bus comes in 10-minute intervals and is about a 2-minute ride to the start of the village. It costs nothing extra to take the shuttle as they check your visitor tickets before boarding. Hahoe also offers tours in various languages for visitors to take advantage of, but we chose to explore the village on our own first, much like we did at Yangdong. We soon boarded the shuttle bus and quickly began our exploration of Hahoe Village, after a quick stop for some omija iced tea.
Okay guys, so which places are you looking most forward to?
I think for me, I'm looking most forward to the Samsindang Shinmok, the 600-year-old tree.
For me, the pine forest.
For me, it will be the memorial of the visit of Queen Elizabeth. Very interesting.
The first house we visited was Yeomingdang, a Namcheon house built in the 21st century of King Jeongjong's reign.
So currently we're at the Yeomingdang, also known as Namcheon-dek, which means that we're in the southern village area of Hahoe Village, and this building was built by Ryu Chi-mo. And actually, there was a fire in 1954, so the sarangche, or the men's quarter, was burned down, but it has now been restored.
The gate quarters feature a raised main gate, and the decorative brick wall around the building uses roof tiles to create a lattice-like grille pattern with the hanza for happiness and longevity incorporated into the design. With the sun beating down on us and little shade to find here, we soon moved on to our next location. Our next stop was Hwagyongdang, the Bukchon house.
So this is Hwagyongdang, also known as Bukchon-dek. So now we're in the northern part of the village, and this building was built in 1797. Hwagyongdang means to serve parents with harmony and to serve the king with respect.
While originally constructed in the reigns of Kings Jongjo and Seungjo by Ryu Sa-shun, the Angche, main Sarangche, Daemunggangche, and Sadang were built in 1862 by his great-grandson Ryu Do-sung, leaving the house in its present form. The house is a typical Yangban house with the aforementioned components, and is the largest residence in Hahoe. Next, we headed over to Yangjindang, the head house of the Pungsan Ryu clan. The plaque reading Iphamkotek refers to Ryu Jungyong, the father of Ryu Eungyong and Ryu Songyong, whose pen name was Ipham. However, the name Yangjindang comes from the pen name of Ryu Yonggong, the 6th-generation descendant of Ryu Eungyong, but the house is often referred to as Iphamkotek. The house is said to have been built by Ryu Dongye, a royal secretary and the founder of the Pungsan Ryu clan's Hahoe village branch, when he migrated here in the 13th century. Yangjindang blends Koryo dynasty architectural style in the Sarangche and Joseon-style architecture in the Angche. This is said to be because parts of the house were destroyed during the Japanese invasion of 1592, or the Imjin War, and reconstructed during the 17th century. Just across from Yangjindang stands Chunghyodang. In front of Chunghyodang is a small garden area that provides a wonderful view and a Korean fir tree planted by Queen Elizabeth II. It was a great spot for us to catch our breaths and try to cool down. Chunghyodang is the Jongtek, or head house of Ryu Songyong, posthumously referred to as Lord of Loyal Devotion, and who served as chief state counselor during the Japanese invasion of 1592. The name Chunghyodang means a house of loyalty and filial piety, which came from Ryu Song-yong's teachings that encouraged loyalty to one's king and filial piety to one's parents. The current Jingyeodang was built after his death by some of his disciples and his eldest grandson, Ryu Wonji. Later expanded, the complex consists of 52 rooms divided amongst the Daemunganche, Sarangche, Anche, and Sadang, and now stands as a representative example of a mid-Joseon period Yangban elite residence. We later wandered down to Jingyeodang's separate pavilion, Yeongmogak Exhibit Hall, which houses Ryu Song-yong's valuable writings and personal relics. The pavilion first opened in June 1966, but reconstructed in what would become its present-day form in June 1977. Its name, Yeongmogak, comes from Yongmoro, a genealogical record of the Pungsan Ryu clan compiled by Ryu Song-yong himself. Yongmo means to long for and cherish with enduring affection, and the calligraphy on the pavilion's name plaque was written by former President Park Chung-hee. The museum pavilion housed Ryu Song-yong's records on the Imjin War, various official government documents, family records, and national treasures including Ryu Song-yong's Jingbirok. After visiting a few houses and the exhibit hall, we slowly made our way through the winding village and along the riverside path. Eventually, we came to the folk play yard with swings just outside Mansongjong Forest. Designated as a natural monument on November 27, 2006, Mansongjong is a pine forest in the northwestern riverside of Hahoe Village. Ryu Eun-yong, elder brother of Ryu Song-yong, planted 10,000 pine trees here to soften the harsh energy emanating from Puyongdae Cliff and to combat cold winds from the northwest. This is where the forest gets its name, Mansongjong, meaning Pavilion of 10,000 Pines. Afterwards, we made our way up to Wonji Dongsa, a study built by Ryu Song-yong in 1576 during a brief interim from his government work. Located in the northern side of Hahoe, it provides a wonderful view of Mansongjong Forest and is said to be where Ryu Song-yong spent his retirement. The last building we chose to see at Hahoe Village for the day was the Queen Elizabeth II Exhibition Hall. A separate building not too far from Wonji Dongsa, the Queen Elizabeth II Exhibition Hall commemorates Queen Elizabeth II's visit to Yangdong and Hahoe Village in 1999. The hall hosts various photographs and other memorabilia for visitors to look through. However, our true final stop in Hahoe Village was the Samsindang Sacred Tree. Here, an over 600-year-old Zelkova tree stands at the heart of the village, said to have been planted by Ryu Jong-ae, the founder of the Ryu clan of Hahoe Village. This Zelkova tree is worshipped as the shrine and dwelling place of the goddess Samshin, hence its name, Samsindang. This folk belief originates from the tale of Grandma Samshin, who blesses the birth and health of descendants. The shrine comforts the minds of many, as if always being embraced by a beloved grandmother. Around this old tree, there are countless white pieces of paper left by visitors who had written down their wishes and tied them to the sacred tree. These notes are brought to the sand beach in front of Puyongdae Cliff on the day of the first full moon of the lunar year. They are burnt, and the people pray for a good year as the ashes fly away with the wind. Thus, the tree serves both as a natural monument and a folk religious shrine, representing one of Korea's best preserved examples of village guardian worship. We were not the only ones drawn to the sacred tree, as many visitors had already gathered around to write their wishes at the time we arrived. We spent some time reflecting on the day and chatting with fellow visitors before making our own wishes to the goddess Samshin. The location felt very spiritual and calm, with the tree sheltering us from the angry summer sun, blessing us with cool winds and lighter minds. We could feel ourselves re-energized as we made our way out of Hahoe for the day. Although we said goodbye to Hahoe for the day, we still had one spot left on our agenda. After a quick stop at the cafe near Hahoe's entrance, we hopped in a taxi and headed to Pyeongsan Sewon, a nearby Confucian academy. A Sewon is a Confucian academy and the most common educational institute from the Joseon era that was meant to prepare young men for their civil service exams. In this case, they really only served the Yangban elite families. Designated as a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 2019, Pyeongsan Sewon holds about 3,000 books, including a collection of books by Ryu Song-yong. It was originally established as Chondoksa in 1613 by a few local Confucian scholars to commemorate the recently passed Ryu Song-yong. It was renamed to Pyeongsan Sewon in 1614, based off the mountain that surrounds the Sewon from across the river like a folding screen, or Byongpung in Korean. Pyeongsan Sewon is one of the 47 Sewons that survived Hungseon Daewongun's order for the abolition of Sewons in 1868. The Sewon itself is beautiful, not just boasting enamoring views, but also hosting its own beautiful flowers. It was easy to see how one could become inspired and motivated to learn in such an idyllic location, or perhaps it was easy to get lost in the beauty of the landscape. We spent some time exploring the grounds of the academy and talking with a local man, a scholar if you will, about the importance of the academy and his desire to not have the signs ruin its beauty. We started the second day with renewed energy and a greater appreciation for life after the previous day's events. Taking a taxi, we headed back out to Hahoe for a day full of cultural activities. Before heading into the village, we stopped by the cafe and museum area to take some four-cut photos, or 인생네컷. Hahoe has its own special frame, and we wanted to memorialize our time here and our time as a team. It was lots of fun to put on the various Confucian scholar accessories for the photos, and we recommend it if you find yourself stopping by Hahoe on a trip to Korea. After the brief photo intermission, we entered Hahoe village proper and settled into our seats for the mask dance performance. For almost 800 years, Hahoe village has preserved their Hahoe 별신굿 달놀이, a ritual mass dance drama performed during their first full moon festival to pray for peace and prosperity. Originally meant to entertain the guardian deity of the village, Sonangshin, visitors can now enjoy the entertainment themselves for free, as the drama is now performed every day except Mondays, March through December, or every Saturday and Sunday in January and February. The drama unfolds through 8 chapters, including the lion dance, child dancer, and butcher. Characters are represented by their unique carved wooden masks, which represent figures such as monks, nobles, commoners, and women. In total, there are 11 original masks, 4 of which have movable jaws giving greater life and voice to the characters. The drama is accompanied by pungmul music, traditional Korean music typically performed by farm bands. Blending satire and ritual, the drama is meant to portray the corruption and social injustices of the Joseon era, providing a way for the people to air their grievances.
So what did you think of the mass performances?
I thought they were really interesting. It's kind of amazing to see how after all of these centuries that they can still keep this alive. And even though they talked about 3 masks not being there anymore, they still have so many left. And it was amazing to see how well that they operated not only as a whole, but with the musicians and also with the audience. So it was really nice, it was fun.
Shortly after, we made our way back to Monseongjong Forest, which is the site of Hahoe's Hangyu Julbunori set to happen later that night. We had bought our tickets in advance on the website and visited the booth at the front of the entrance to the sandy beach to secure our entrance bracelets. Since it was still morning, the festival was still being set up and not many people had claimed their spots yet. While we could have sat in the many rows of chairs the village provides for this event, we chose to go further down onto the sandy beach to place our picnic blanket and get an up-close view of Puyongdae Cliff and hopefully the Sangyu Julbunori itself. Puyongdae Cliff is situated at the southern end of Daebeksan mountain range and toward the north of Hahoe village. At a height of 64 meters, the cliff provides astonishing views of the winding Nakdong River and Hahoe village itself. Puyongdae comes from a classic Chinese tale, with Puyong meaning lotus. Puyong is also said to have been Hahoe's name, as the village's situation within the winding Nakdong River is like a lotus sitting on water. As it was an extremely hot day, and we had already seen all the residences we wished to see, we decided to head back to the cafe and museum area at the entrance of Hahoe village. There, we meandered through the Hahoe World Mask Museum. Dedicated to traditional masks, the Hahoe World Mask Museum not only features Hahoe's own iconic masks found in the 별신굿 mask dance drama, but various other traditional Korean masks, along with a collection of masks from around the world. Entrance into the museum is free for visitors. We waited out the hottest part of the day at another cafe before returning to the village for the festival. We picked up some dinner from the food trucks parked on the beach, and then headed back to our picnic mat to prepare for the show. Sangyu Julbunori has been lighting up the skies and river of Hahoe for over 450 years. Originally reserved only for aristocrats floating down the Nakdong River on their boats, now visitors from all over can have a chance to witness the spectacle themselves. The show has 4 parts: 뱃놀이, 달걀 붓놀이, 출부놀이, and 낙화놀이. 뱃놀이 sets the tone of the show as boats float downstream accompanied by music and poetry, reminiscing on scenes of Joseon's aristocratic past. 달걀 붓놀이 sees the release of eggshells filled with glowing embers onto the river's surface, hence its name. Julbunori has over 1,500 fire pouches strung across the river on ropes, allowing embers to rain down like falling stars. Finally, Nakwa-nori includes flaming bundles of pine branches thrown from Puyongdae Cliff into the rocks and river below, symbolizing release and renewal. We watched in awe as the night sky was lit up with gracefully burning embers and collective shouts of Nakwa-ya. It was a powerful scene of not only release and renewal, but bonding and assurance. Photos, videos, and even discussion do not do the festival and spectacle justice. It is definitely something you must see to truly feel the powerful emotions encompassed by it. It was the perfect goodbye to Hahoe Village and the perfect way to end our visit to both villages in total. We started our journey bursting with energy and could now say we were ending it with energy renewed. Lively could not be a better word to describe Hahoe Folk Village. The village feels alive, bursting at the seams with energy and eager to show you what it has to offer. This felt like a major jump in energy from our visit to Yangdong, which felt slow, calm, and reverent. Both villages are undeniably great examples of traditional folk villages and culture in Korea, but it is unfair to compare them. While Yangdong provides you with a glimpse into everyday life in a traditional village that you can explore at your own pace and make your own conclusions of, Hahoe feeds you this experience on a silver platter. Hahoe is a great way to experience and learn about folk customs, Joseon-era history, and village life in a convenient manner, but it is understandable to come away feeling like it's a bit touristy. Perhaps that is what Hahoe is best at, though. Much like its dazzling Sangyu Julbunori, it is crackling with energy and alive with flashy memories of the past. We felt so lucky to have been able to visit Hahoe on a day that the Sangyu Julbunori was being performed. It was an unforgettable experience and so touching to see how alive it still is after so many centuries. While we felt more at peace with the personal stories found in Yangdong, we could not help but be enraptured by the raw emotions coursing through the streets of Hahoe. For me, both villages are similar in concept but seem to portray two different images, one calm, one excited. Yangdong seemed quiet, quaint, but very much alive with tradition. You could almost tell yourself it was untouched by outside forces and was just any other village. Hahoe was more bustling and lively. Perhaps the impending festival on the second day we were there was part of this feeling, but Hahoe definitely felt more catered towards tourism or visitation. However, both villages felt like tradition came alive in the modern world, and it was interesting to seemingly get a chance to walk through history personally. Coming from a culture very different from Korea, it was an experience I feel very lucky to have had.
Saying that you can step back in time is not overplaying it when it comes to Yangdong and Hahoe Village. The extreme contrast from our busy solid life was very much welcome. Yangdong offered a postcard to the past, the buildings untouched, and the people having adapted to this quiet life. You can picture young scholars looking at the many hills surrounded by classics. Hahoe has a sharp contrast from the entrance already, with more tourist facilities and many languages mixing together around us. I will never forget the emotion I felt from the festival either. On a personal level, both villages gave me a chance to slow down and reflect, and I hope other people will get to experience this other side of Korea, one of tradition and simplicity, yet full of emotion.
Through this documentary, we wanted to show more than just the scenery. We wanted people to feel what it's like to walk through these villages, to see how history still lives in the everyday lives of the people there. What really inspired us was how both places are still alive. People still live there, keep the traditions, and carry centuries of history with them. It reminded us that heritage isn't just something from the past, but it's something people actively protect and live with today. We hope that whoever watches our documentary can feel that same connection, that sense of respect, curiosity, and appreciation for the stories that came before us and the people who continue to keep them alive.
It was eye-opening to witness Korea's historic clan villages through this trip. Yangdong had a very interesting dynamic, having been managed and sustained by two different clans. The nature there was breathtaking, and despite the heat, it felt like a peaceful retreat and a very much needed break from the bustling city life. Our conversation with the restaurant owner left a deep impression, offering insight into how villagers feel about the future of a clan village bound by family lineage. It made me realize that while it's easy to admire such heritage, preserving it requires much greater effort. On the other hand, Hahoe was very diverse and colorful, showcasing rich cultural traditions like the Sangyu Julbunori and Hahoe Pershinggut Taeori. It was particularly interesting to see the difference between mass performances in Korea and Thailand, because in Korea, the Pershinggut Taeori was performed by commoners to satirize the elite class, whilst in Thailand, the Koan dance drama was an art form reserved for the royal court and nobility. All in all, this trip back in time to Korea's traditional historic clan villages was a very special experience that I will forever cherish. And although our documentary could not fully capture the beauty and wonders of Yangdong and Hahoe, we hope that it at least gave a glimpse of their charm and inspired more people to appreciate Korea's rich cultural heritage.